I think the Starlink with a portable power station like this one is perfect for off-grid or mobile or camping setups where you need reliable internet without access to reliable power. Hey, it's Brock here with Rock Hill Farm, and today we're going to do a long-term review on my Starlink system, and I'm also going to demonstrate using Starlink off-grid. If you are using an RV and you change locations frequently, or you have an off-grid cabin that doesn't have power, but you want to have internet access, we're going to demonstrate whether or not that is actually practical with an affordable power station. Now, I've reviewed a bunch of portable power stations in the past, well, 3 or 4, and in those videos I was somewhat negative. I always said the same thing. I love these units, but they're not cost effective. It's too expensive to buy one of these for what you get. Well, that's quickly changing, as these prices are coming down and coming down very quickly. This power station right here from Bluetti is only $500 for the power station only, and it's an 1800 watt unit. Now, the first unit I got that was in that size range was close to $3,000 for a 2000 watt unit. So we're getting into the range where it actually makes sense to me to have these units. And Bluetti contacted me and asked me if I would demonstrate using this unit with Starlink, and they've provided the unit for the test. So that's what we're going to do right now. I'm going to unbox this, get it set up. We're going to see how fast it charges and the charge rate that I get off of the 200 watt solar panels. I think if you get the unit with the solar panels, you're going to get it for like $700 or $800. I'll have to look at that and to remember exactly what it cost with the solar panels. Also, I think there's going to be a Black Friday sale coming up soon, so I'll put links to where you can get one of these in the video description. Okay, so I've popped this out of the box. It is 54% charged. Here on the front, we've got a 12 volt port. We have a DC input. We've got 4 USB ports, a USB-C, 4 regular household plug-ins there. It says 120 volt, 1800 watt. Here's an AC input for charging from the house. So if you want to charge this by plugging it into the wall, you've got that option here, the nice heavy cord. DC input on the front is if you want to charge it from 12 volt, you use this cord right here. And then this cord is for charging from the solar panels. This plugs into the unit. These cords right here plug into your solar panels. All right, let's hit the specs real quick. It's got 1800 watts of power, 1440 watt fast charging. 0 to 80% charge this in 45 minutes. That's pretty darn cool. If you're using this, taking it around and you want to bring it in the house and charge it, charging in 45 minutes is impressive. It says pure sine wave on the front, which is a big deal to a lot of people. Smart app control, which is nice to be able to monitor the status of this. If you've got it out running a unit, running whatever, and you don't want to walk out and read the display, you can check the status of the unit on an app. 1152 watt hours of battery life. So you have the wattage output and then the watt hours, which is determined by the size of the battery. 500 watt solar charging, 1800 watt high output power, indoor outdoor, 1 hour to charge, all day power supply. To clarify on the fast charging, in 45 minutes you can do an 80% charge. To get to 100% charge takes 2 hours. A full charge on this unit will charge a phone 103 times, 17 times for a laptop, an hour for a coffee maker, 103 hours for a light bulb, 26 hours for a fan, and this unit says it will run a refrigerator for 17 hours. It's also an expandable unit. You can add extra battery packs to the bottom of it and just get more power out of the same unit. Another cool feature is it has a wireless charging pad here on the top, so you can just set your phone on it to charge if you don't have a cord with you. So now we know how long it takes to charge if you plug it into your house. Let's see how long it takes to charge off solar. The unit came 53% charged. I've got these two solar panels right here. The panels are connected to each other. Each panel comes with a male and a female. You take and connect a male and a female off the two panels. That leaves you with a male and a female that connect to your charging cord that runs to the unit. So it's easy to connect both panels to this to charge. It currently shows 202 watts of charging input. With this charging at 200 watts, the question is, how much power does the Starlink draw? So let's find out. When I initially set up the Starlink, a lot of people were concerned about this roof mount system here, that it wouldn't hold up, it wouldn't work. It's from Starlink, so I don't understand why there was so much skepticism, but there are 70-pound weights on each side, two of them, so you've got 140 pounds anchoring this down. And this is the only thing here to catch wind. We've had multiple days where the wind was 70 miles an hour during storms. This has not moved. And generally, it continues to work well when it's storming. Now we're going to take this down and test it out. Unlike other systems I've had in the past, it's very easy to relocate the Starlink. So what you have is one box here, which is a router, and then a flat panel that is your receiver. Then one Ethernet cable goes between those two, and then this plugs in. That's it. There's no hassle moving this system around. It's so easy to set up, and if I'm camping here today and then taking it back to my cabin the next day, it would be effortless to transition it and to run it off of this unit. So right now, the Starlink is drawing 57 watts. My charging panels are charging at 260 watts. So I'm charging 5 times as fast as the Starlink is drawing power. So if I charge 1/5 of the day, it's going to keep up. And you can always charge this, off of a 12 volt or off of a regular 120 volt power outlet if needed. But if you're off grid, this is going to be a very easy, convenient setup. I went up on the roof and grabbed the receiver, brought it up here, plugged the Ethernet cable into here, plug the router into here, and the setup from there just took 1 minute maybe. I've already got the app on my phone. So then I open the Starlink app and I hit alignment. And you're probably not going to be able to really see it, but there's a little picture of that square. And as you move the receiver, you've got an outline of the angle you should be at, and if you move the receiver, you can see, okay, that's too far this way, and you just move it until it lines up within the square on the app, and that's it. So let's just make sure it's working. I've turned on airplane mode. I've got the Wi-Fi on, connected to my Starlink. Then let's do a search for Rock Hill Farm on YouTube. Oh, hey, there's a guy setting up Starlink. I make videos for a living, and that means the quality of my internet connection is really important. Most of you also probably know. So there's my original video on setting up the Starlink. As far as a long-term Starlink review, I've got to give it a 100% positive review. We live out in the middle of nowhere. We have very poor signal. We have very poor options for internet. There's nothing high speed. Now, I will say it's a little bit on the expensive side, and where you live, you might have a cheaper option. Where I live, I do not. I pay $120 a month for 200 megabit, whatever it is, download. I think I get, let's do a speed test. Speed test out here by my pond. Currently 272 megabits per second. 279 megabits per second. Now we're doing the upload, 13.3, and there are no alternatives out where I live for speed like this. And I can do this next to the pond, which means if I want to live stream down here, I can do it, no problem. So I've had basically no outages. Occasionally the Starlink will flicker off, but it's usually back on within a minute. So it might just hiccup occasionally, but we've been running it for I think around 6 months, and it's never once went down and not came right back on. It's been very reliable service at the highest speed, at actually 10 times the highest speed we'd ever had before. So I'm very happy with it. And this Bluetti unit, the Bluetti AC180, has the power to run it. If you've got 200 watts of charging capacity with this unit, you should have no problem at all. This is lightweight, portable. You could run other things off of it. You could, I would say for sure, you could run the Starlink and your laptop and charge your phone off of this. That's what I wanted to find out in this test. So I appreciate you taking time to watch the video. I'll put links on the screen to a couple more of our videos, and I'll see you next time.